Alrighty, Emmi's review of Bo Hansson's The Lord of the Rings. So I gotta say, I'm totally in love with the pre-Jackson Lord of the Rings. The 70s were glory days of stony baloney, and The Lord of the Rings took a spin inside that heady vortex. It was a situation that combined the drugs of the time and the eternal nerd, and the album is an artifact of that union. I found this album while downloading random goodies off of the internet, and I downloaded it just based on the album art. I mean, look at it. You've got Minas Tirith back there. You've got Sauron, I guess. Some Nazgul. There's this guy with fat nuts trying to escape Gollum, I guess. There's Boromir. And over everything, you just got that looming gnarly hand. I guess it's Frodo's hand, because he's got the ring. But look at how thick and chunky the influence of evil has made his skin. I love this old 70s colored pencil look. You see it all over prog rock of the time. It's great. It's so hard not to appreciate, especially if you've just taken a huge rip and you're just sitting there listening to the record and staring into the sleeve. Actually, speaking of listening to the record, what's the record sound like? Well, with anything like this, there's always the concern that it'll sound like that one Leonard Nimoy single. Don't get me wrong, I love a good one-note joke, but once I've heard the note, I don't really need to hear the joke again. Fortunately for me, not only is this a synthesizer-laden Swedish 70s extravaganza, but it also is entirely instrumental. No half-measure retellings of now well-known story, no putting yourself in the character's shoes nonsense. The whole album is an attempt to capture moods. The Old Forest and Tom Bombadil sound like the anxious beginnings of an exciting journey. Shadowfax feels like the song is galloping. The Battle of Pelennor Fields sounds like video game fight music. And the track listing is chronological to the story, so the tension mounts and follows the narrative's peaks and valleys. They also have Rivendell at the end of side A, and all the music on side B gets more sinister, so that's cool. A lot of this album could almost be considered ambient by modern standards, or at least the general vibe could be. The atmospheric moods feel really ahead of their time. I wasn't alive in the 70s, but they probably didn't have ambient as a genre category back then. I guess you'd call this psychedelic? Space rock? Was space rock a thing? Who knows, man, genres are weird. Apparently though, there were TV commercials for this record in the UK. Unfortunately, I can't find any, or this is where I would play some. I bet they were amazing. If anyone has it on VHS somewhere, shoot me an email, I'd love to see it. So those are my thoughts on Bo Hansson's The Lord of the Rings concept album. Check it out wherever the internet is. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for stopping by.